Hello, 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 YouTubers. How are you? Hello, Janie. How are you? So tonight, I thought we would make some bows. Hey, Lisa. How's it going? So I thought we would make some bows. We're going to use my Pro Bow here. Has anybody used a Pro Bow before? Let me know if you have. And if you guys could subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell icon up there, that would be great. So this is a Pro Bow the hand, and this is what we're going to. Hello, Lynn from Pennsylvania. Hey, Johnny Lynn. Hello. Yay, I'm glad you're here. So we're going to use the Pro Bow the hand. I haven't used this in a while, but this is one of my favorite bow makers. Love it, love it, love it. Now, it kind of looks intimidating, but it really is not intimidating at all. When I teach people how to make bows, what I normally do is you're scared to try? Oh, don't be scared. It's so easy. What I do when I'm training people to make bows is I use pipe cleaners so instead of wire, so you can see where. Oh, I was terrible when I first started making my bows too. So don't be intimidated. So when I teach people to make bows, I normally use pipe cleaners so that you can see the placement of the wires, because people get confused about where to place the wires, what the wires do, and that kind of stuff. So what I do is I put two pipe cleaners together, okay, and I just take them and I twist them together, okay. That's all you do. So let me zoom in here. Okay, so I am on row C. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that okay? Hey, Sue, how are you? And what we're going to do, the first bow we're going to make is the terry bow, okay? I'm just using row C. Normally you do the terry bow on row D, but I'm just using row C. So what we do is we need 4 1.5 inch ribbons and 3 2.5 inch ribbons, okay? So I'm going to take my, my first ribbon, okay, and you are just going to dovetail the end. And to dovetail the end, all you do is you fold your ribbon in half and you cut on the folded side at a diagonal, okay, just like that. All right, so if you guys could share this video, I would appreciate it. If you could subscribe and click on that little bell icon, that would be great. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going, now this is, I do this differently than anyone, I don't know why, but this is how I do it. I take my first ribbon and I just wrap it around that peg. You don't want to pull it too tight. Just want to kind of put it tight, and then you just gather it together, okay, and then you take your wire and you wrap it. Now, like I said, normally you would use wire, but I'm just using this as an example to show you guys, okay? So just wrap it around a couple times, and then what you do is you take this bottom one, hey Nicole, and you wrap it around the little nail in the end and you tuck it under. Then you take the top wire and you wrap it around the peg clockwise and get it out of your way, okay? That's all that first wire does, is it just gets your bow started. And then I'm going to cut this ribbon off and tuck these up here, okay? Hey, Debbie. All right, now the next wire is called the helping hand wire. And basically it just helps you to hold your ribbon in place. So what you do is, like I said, I did 2 pipe cleaners. I'm going to fold it in half, And then you take it and you stick it in the middle here. Let me see if I can get you guys in closer. Okay, so I'm going to take it and stick it right in the middle here, and I'm going to take it to the right of this peg and back towards you, and it's going to be a little tough since I'm using a pipe cleaner instead of wire. Okay, and then get that out of the way. Okay, and then you're just going to twist one time. All right, twist. Okay, now I make mine long. Hey Pat, I make mine long just so I make sure I have enough. And then we're going to take our second ribbon. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to dovetail the end. And again, you just fold it and you cut on the fold to the edge. Okay, and you measure it out to your peg. Gather it together. Let me bring it a little bit. Okay, put this here and then twist one time. Okay, bring your ribbon around the first peg. Then you're going to bring it back here and you're going to put your finger underneath like this. And you're going to gather it. Okay, and then once you gather it, you're going to twist. Okay, and then you're going to take this side. Hello, Lisa. Well, welcome. And put it on this peg. Then you're going to bring it to the back. You're going to gather it together and twist and tie it off. Okay. And then you're going to take it out to the edge and cut that one off. All right, then you're going to bring that. Hey Tommy, well welcome, I'm glad you found me. Okay, so now we have two 1.5 inch ribbons. So then we're going to take another 1.5 inch ribbon and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fold it in half. And we're going to cut from the fold to the edge, and that gives you the dovetail. Okay, measure it out to your peg here, gather it together, put your ribbon up here, and then twist just one time. Put your ribbon there around the peg. Put your finger underneath there and gather it together and twist. And then around this peg. Hey Ann! Now if you want to tie it off each time you can. If you don't have to, you can just hold it there and twist. Okay? That's all that this wire is for. It's a helping hand wire. It helps you hold the ribbon in place, although really you don't have to have it. Okay, so now we're going to take our fourth ribbon. Again, you're going to fold it in half. You're going to cut from the folded edge to the edge of the ribbon. You're going to measure it out, gather it together. Hey Lily, well welcome. I have a lot of first timers tonight. I'm so glad you guys are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. All right, and then wrap it around that peg. Oh, no problem, Sandra. How you been? Gather it together. Pinch it and twist. How have you been? Have you been having health issues? Gather it. Okay, and then twist and then tie it off. Okay, so there you have your 4 1.5 inch ribbons. Okay, now we're going to do the 2.5 inch ribbons. You're going to have 3 and you're going to pull these all separate, okay? And what you're going to do, again, you're just going to take it, fold it in half, cut it from the folded edge towards the wired edge. Oh, you poor thing. Measure it out to your peg. Gather it together. Hey, Dora. Put your tail up here. Pull this one down, this one up, the pipe cleaner, and twist. Okay. And you're going to take this one. So you're just repeating the same process over and over and over again. Okay, you're going to twist. Oh, you can do it. Don't be afraid. Go get ribbon from the Dollar Tree and just now look. See, I'm not holding it. And can you see with the Pro Bow, you don't have to worry about tying it off every time because it's going to hold it. But Lily, don't be afraid. Just go get, I know you do need to come to the States, Sandra. Go get cheap ribbon from the Dollar Tree. Hey, Karen, and just practice. Believe me, I could not make bows to save my life when I first started. In fact, I hated making bows. Hated them, hated them, hated them. But now I love them. But it does take a while. So don't get discouraged. You can do it. Oh, good. This is how I teach how to make bows in my group. I teach using these so that it's easier to see what the wires are doing, where they're going, and that kind of stuff, because that's the hardest part that people have is what are these wires, what do they do, I don't understand. So really it helps to do this. Get that one out of the way. Oh, good, I'm glad. Now we're going to pull our second one. That's it, right, Sue? Practice, practice, practice. Believe me, I did not make good bows at first either. Like I said, I hated making bows. But now I love it. Okay, so we're just going to repeat the same process. You're going to measure it out to the last peg here. Gather it together. Put your tail here. Tie it off, so you're going to pull that peg pipe cleaner down, this one up, and twist. You only want to twist one time. Okay, then you're going to put this one on this peg here. Stick your finger underneath it, and that kind of helps to gather it together. Twist, then you don't even have to hold it. Gather it. And twist and tie it off. Okay, and then what I do is I take my ribbon tail, I hold it against this peg here. I take my scissor against the peg, and then I cut it off. It all really, you're going to find a bow maker that works for you, right? When I first started, I could not use the Easy Bow Maker. I just didn't like it. And then when I got this worked for me. So you might, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, you might like that one better, and that's fine. You find a bow maker that works for you. So don't worry about, you know, not being able to do it. You can do it. Don't worry about it. Thanks for sharing, Sandra. Okay, again, cut it off. Whoops. Right. Exactly. I used Dollar Tree ribbon, and I just practiced, because you don't want to waste good ribbon doing it, right? You want to, you know, use cheap ribbon. So just go to the Dollar Tree, get a bunch of their ribbon that's $1, and it'll help. Okay, twist, wrap it around this peg, gather it together and twist. Wrap it around this one, gather it together and twist. Okay, so now we're going to tie it off and hold your ribbon against there and cut. Yes, we do. Okay, so now what I do with the helping hand wire is I twist my wires together. Now these are probably going to be too short to wrap around my peg, so I'm going to have to add a little bit to it. Now your wire would be plenty long enough, but because I'm using pipe cleaners, I wanted to add to it so it's long enough. Okay, so now we have our bow. We have our helping hand wire. Then I take this off of the center peg. Now, when you take that off the center peg, it's really important that you put your finger down there and make sure there's no wire left on there, because that will make a difference. Oh, no problem. I think it helps to use the pipe cleaners because they're thicker and you can see it better. Exactly, Sandra, right? Just bite the bullet and do it. Okay, so then what you do is you take your two beginning wires and you want to pull as tight as you can, and I twist those together. That's right. If it doesn't look right, take it apart and start again. There's no, it's just a matter of practice. Now, the easy way to get this off of the bow maker is just to take out the center peg. Once you take out that center peg, it's going to lift right out, okay? So let me move this out of the way. Now we're going to get our fluff box. Whoops, it would help if I put it on the table, right? All right, so this is a fluff box. Oh, bent the nail. There we go. To redo this. Okay, so when you're doing your ribbons, now when you first start out, you see how nice and straight that line is? Can you see it? Okay, when you first start out, your wires might be all over the place. It's okay. It's all learning. Yes, absolutely. So then what you do is you take your ribbons and you take it, put your wires underneath this eye hook, and then wrap your wires around this peg one time and then lift your bow up. Make sure you guys can see this, okay? So now you have your bow, everything's all centered to go. So now you're going to start fluffing it out. You're going to take a tail here and a loop here, okay? All right, now for the next one, I take the loop up and the tail up and the loop down, okay? And then you just do opposite each time. Now, when you do your tails, what you want to do is grab it underneath right near the wire and kind of put your finger underneath there, and that will help it curl under, okay? And how do you want to make sure you put your fingers inside the loops and open them up. That's going to help your bow also. Okay, and then again, just keep doing the same thing. Loop here, tail here, then the opposite, loop here, tail here, and don't be afraid to really pull on that ribbon to get it where you want it to go, okay? And then a tail here, loop here. All right, so don't be afraid to really kind of get in there and get your ribbons going and opened up, okay? So that's one side, and look how pretty that looks already. Can you see that? Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Now on this side, I put the loop up and the tail down. So now with the first ribbon here, I'm going to put the tail up and the loop down. That's right. That's right, Sandra. Just do your own thing. Okay, so again, we're going to now do the opposite. We're going to do the tail down and the loop up. Okay. So just take your time. Get it the way you want it to be. Don't be afraid to really take your time fluffing that out, okay? So you're just going to kind of move it where you want it to be at. And with the pipe cleaners, it's a little harder because the ribbons want to move around because it doesn't hold it as tight. But I think it's better for you guys to kind of understand how to make a bow this way. It kind of helps. Okay. Oh, thanks, Sue. All right, and then again, just kind of bring it around. Okay, and then we have that center loop right in the center. Okay, so you're just going to grab it, your tails, put your thumb right there, and then just fluff it. Okay, so this is called the terry bow. Does anybody have any questions about it? You use 4 1.5-inch ribbons and 3 2.5-inch ribbons. Okay, now what also helps me is, because you know you make these bows every once in a while, you don't make the same bow all the time, or you kind of find your own bow that you like. Okay, so what I do is when I'm watching a video and someone's teaching me how to do it, what I do is I make these little cheat sheets. I don't know if you guys can see this, and I write down how they're made. Okay, so I just kind of write it out so it makes sense to me. And that way, because if you don't make the same bow over and over again, like everyone finds a bow that they like and they kind of tend to stick to that bow. Thank you guys. So I write out the instructions. I'll watch a video and I'll write out the instructions, and then I write it how I'm going to understand it. So I have these cheat sheets that I use, and I use them when I'm making bows. It helps you because you can't always remember the exact bow, right? So, oh, thank you, Sandra. So I write them down and I take notes, and I really like, okay, that's what I'm doing. All right. So that'll help. And I kind of keep them in a little box over here that I make, you know, my bows. Okay. So that's the first bow. That's the terry bow. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about this bow? I know, right? It kind of helps you to remember it. Now, any bow that you can do on here, you can do the same bow on the Easy Bow Maker or the Pro Bow 4-in-1. Okay, you can make the same exact bow, right? So if you don't have a Pro Bow, you can make this bow on the Easy Bow Maker. Do you want to see this bow on the Easy Bow Maker, or do you want to make another bow on this one? So this is the terry bow. Let me take it off of here. No problem. All right, so that's our first bow. Put this back here. Whoop. I'm going to knock my bow maker down. Thank you. All right. And I put my fluff box on a Lazy Susan, and it makes it nice so I can just kind of twirl it around, and it keeps it nice. No problem, Lily. No problem at all. Okay, so what do you think? The Pro Bow again or another one? Whoops. You guys tell me. That's okay, Joe. Jennifer, you can go back and watch it again. It'll be on the YouTube channel. It'll stay on here, so you can always watch it again. Okay? I know, isn't the terry very pretty? It's really pretty. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so pro bow again. All right, so we'll do the pro bow again. So this bow is called the we'll make one more with this, and then we'll do the easy bow, Dora. Okay? Hey, Muriel. Yay! I'm glad you're here. All right, so this one is called the Damon bow. All right. So I make most of my bows on row C. If you want it bigger, you can make it on row D, you know, D, E, or F. Or if you want a little smaller, you can go to row B. But I kind of make 90% of mine on row C. D, yes, C. Okay. Oh, sure, no problem. All right, so this one requires 3 1.5-inch ribbons and 3 2.5-inch ribbons. Okay. So this is called the pro bow. Oh, this is called the Damon bow. And we'll get this one out of the way. So you have 3 1.5-inch ribbons and 3 2.5-inch ribbons. So for this one, what we do is we take the 3 1.5-inch ribbons and we pull them all together at the same time. Okay? So we stack them on top of each other. Make sure it's straight. I don't want it twisted. Okay. So we have the 3 that we're going to stack on top of each other. Okay. What we're going to do, I'm going to take, let me set this here so it doesn't slide. We're going to use pipe cleaners again, just so you guys can see. Hey, Jana. Oh, thank you, Lily. All right, I'm going to take pipe cleaners again. Again, this is just for demonstration purposes. If you're actually making a bow, you want to use floral wire so it holds it tighter. But I'm just doing this so that you guys can really see how the wires work and where they go and what they do. Okay? So I'm just taking 2 and wrapping it together. And I'm going to take 2 more and wrap it together. So you have 2 wires. Normally my wires are about 24 inches, 24 to 26 inches. This one's only 20, that's why they're short. Okay, so what you're going to do when you do this bow is you're going to, again, you're going to stack all 3 ribbons on top of each other. You're going to gather it together. You're going to take your wire and you're going to wrap your wire around the end. Okay, you're going to make it nice and tight. Okay, like so. Okay, well, it's hard to do with the pipe cleaners, but you get the gist. Okay, so then what you do is you're going to take your ribbon and you're going to wrap it around this center peg. You're going to take it and you're going to take your top wire and you're going to wrap it clockwise around this peg. Okay, can you guys see, or do you need me? Let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so that's your top wire, and then you're going to take your bottom wire and you're going to wrap it around. There's a little tiny nail. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see that. There's a little tiny nail right here. You're going to take that one, wrap it just one time around, and tuck it under your board. And it's hard to get it tight using this. Okay. Now what you're going to do, you're going to pull all 3 together at the same time. And this gets a little tricky. You're going to put your finger under here, gather it. Oops, got my helping hand wire. I'll put that in next. You're going to take it, gather it together, twist. You want to make sure you twist. Okay. Stack them neatly, make sure they stay stacked neatly, and put it around that finger. Okay? All right? And then pull some more ribbon out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my helping hand wire, fold it in half, and I'm going to put it in between again here, and take it to the right of this peg, bring it back to the back, and twist, just bring it one time, tie it off. Okay? Now if you have trouble with all this ribbon, you can tie it off every time. You don't have to if you can hold it. All right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my finger under there, gather it together, and twist. Put it around this peg. Okay, and make sure that ribbon's staying stacked nicely. Put your finger there, gather it together, and twist, and put it around this peg. All right, now see, once you do that, you can let go and your ribbon stays there. So you don't have to tie it off every time. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. If you guys could please share this video for me, and if you don't already subscribe to my channel, please subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you get alerts when I go live. Okay, again, you're going to put your finger under there, gather it together, and then twist, and put it on the next one. Again, you kind of want to keep them nice and stacked. Take your time to readjust them. Not on this bow. I have done wreath classes, yep. We made a tulip carrot the other night in group, and we started a tulip cross, and I ran out of tulips, so I had to get more. So make sure you check it out, Sandra. Okay, so we have the center one and two done. We're going to go gather it together and twist and put it on the third one. Yeah, I have to do some more Cricut classes. Again, take your time to adjust your ribbon. Make sure it's sitting nice in there. Now at any time you can tie this off. So if you think it's starting to slip or anything, just go ahead and tie it off. Twist, and around this peg here. Oh, now I have, oh good, Jennifer, I'm glad. That's the most confusing for people. I know it is. So I'm glad this helped you, thanks Sue, understand it. All right, so now we have our three. We're going to gather it together, twist, and we're done with the 1.5 inch ribbon, so we're going to tie it off. So just pull the top one down, the bottom one up, and then twist one time. Now we're going to go ahead and cut this off. So I'm going to take it against this peg, fold it in half, and then cut it. And then we're going to tuck the tails up here. Okay, so now what we're going to do, let me get this ribbon out of the way. Do you guys have any questions so far? Thank you. All right. Okay, so that's where we are there. So now we're going to pull one 2.5 inch ribbon. Okay, we're going to take it, fold it in half, and cut that dovetail. All right, measure it out to the end, gather it together, and now we're going to do all three of these with single 2.5 inch ribbon. So you're going to tuck that tail in there, pull the top down, the bottom up, and twist one time. Okay, wrap it around the peg. Put your finger under there, gather it together, and twist. Wrap it around this peg, gather it together. Oh, no problem. And twist and then tie it off. Okay, then you're going to fold your ribbon and cut it off. And then you're going to put that tail up there. Then you're going to get your second color of the 2.5. You're going to cut the dovetail. Measure it out to the C peg. Gather it together. Oh, no problem, Lily. Like I said, if you guys could just share this video and subscribe to my channel, that would be the best thanks. All right, wrap it around this peg. Put your finger under there, gather it together, and twist. Put it around this peg. Okay. Turn it up, gather it together, and twist, and then tie it off. Now the hardest part too when you're first starting making bows is trying to keep this line straight, but you will get better at it the more you make them. Okay, tuck that under. All right, now we're going to use our last 2.5-inch ribbon. Again, fold it in half to get your dovetail. Measure it out to the C. Oh, thank you, Lily. Gather it together. You want the pretty side of the ribbon facing the front. Tie it off. Now, one thing that already will help you too, when you're using the Pro bow, you're building from the top of the bow down. When you're using your Easy bow and your 4-in-1, your bow dabber, you're building from the bottom up. So that can kind of help you too. Okay, wrap it around there. Take your finger, gather it together, twist, wrap it around this peg, gather it together, and twist, and then tie it off. Okay, and then we're going to cut that one off. Okay, and then this bow's done. Again, I take the helping hand wires and I just twist them together. Okay. Some people cut them off. I just twist them. Excuse me. All right. And again, I'm just going to add a little length to this. Now, normally with the wire, you'd have plenty of length, but because I'm using pipe cleaners, it's a little short. Okay. Undo this. Again, you always want to make sure you stick your finger in there and that the wire is completely off of there. You want to unwrap the wire from the bottom. And you want to gather it together. And again, you want to pull it as tight as you can get it and twist. Right, Muriel? Exactly. I think when I show people with the pipe cleaners, they really get a better understanding of... Am I frozen? For some reason, I can't... There we go. Okay. For some reason, I was frozen on my end. Okay, so I twist those together. All right. Okay. I don't know why. There we go. All right. Okay, so then again, the easiest way to, the easiest way to take it off is to take off the center peg and then just slide it off. Right? Isn't that a great idea, Sue? Yeah. It really helps you to kind of, you know, remember the bows. Because, you know, if you don't use a bow all the time, you forget it. Okay, so, and again, you put your bow, your ribbon here. You wrap this around the eye hook. You stand your bow up, and then you wrap this around here. Okay, then we're going to fluff your bow. And see how nice and straight, this is what your bow should look like. You know, at first it may not, but it should kind of look stacked like that, okay? And then again, you're going to do the same thing. Get it? And like I said, don't be afraid to really pull on it and get it where you want it. So I have a loop here. Oh, absolutely. And a tail here. Okay, I'm going to put, then this time I'm going to put the loop down here and the tail here. Yes, I made the fluff box and it was very easy to make. Okay, and then I'm going to put this here, this here. Now, that's your bottom layer. Then I'm going to take these three and I'm going to spread them out. And now here's where you have three of the 1.5. Okay, now this bow to me is kind of top heavy. Okay, so there is the first one. Now the second one, you don't want to pull the same colors, the same direction. You kind of want to pull different colors. So here I have the green one here, the yellow one here, and the plaid one here. So now I'll pull the plaid here. I will pull the yellow over here and the plaid here. Okay, now you have your third one, so now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pull it separate and really grab on that ribbon and separate them out, okay? Now you're going to get two next to each other. Thanks, Christina, but there's really nothing you can do. So again, just kind of separate them the best you can. Okay, and that's one side. So that's only half the bow that, what does it keep? Half the bow that is fluffed out. There we go. Whoops. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. So half the bow is fluffed out. And look how big it is. You did too? All right, so see, that's only half the bow. And that bow is really full. Okay, so now we have to do the other side, the same thing. So now this other side, I'm going to take the tail here and the loop there. And again, put your fingers in there and really open up those loops. Okay. This fluff box is 12 by 12. Okay, so there's all the 2.5 inch ribbon fluffed out. Now we're going to fluff out the 1.5 inch ribbon. Okay. Sure. All right. Okay. Again, you want to pull them different directions so you don't have them, but you're going to get them next to each other. You know, just don't worry about it. And then I'm going to pull this one here, that one there. Okay. And there's your bow. So see how full it is? This one is very full on the top, and then it gets thinner as you go down. Okay? So this is the Damon bow. Does anybody have any questions about it? Okay. Isn't that pretty? All right, take that off. All right, so now get this out of the way. Okay. Now, the easy bow to me is the same thing as this. So I use, this is called the 4-in-1 from Pro Bow. I like it a little better because to me it's heavier and it doesn't move around as much. Just let me get this out of the way. Okay, so when you're doing the Pro Bow, you see I have measurements here. So the very last one is 6 inches, 5 inches, 4 inches, 3 inches, 2 inches, and so on. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start out like this. So the first one's going to be 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? So what we're going to do, let me get the instructions for the terry bow again. Okay, so we're going to use 3 pegs. No problem, Lily. Like I said, you can watch it on the replays. Okay, so now like I said, what's important to know is on the Pro Bow, the hand, you're building from the top up. When you're using, well, take care, Sandra. It was so good to see you again. When you're doing on the 4-in-1 or the Easy Bow, you're going to work from the bottom up, okay? So now this one, we're going to pull the 2.5 inch first. Okay, and remember I said it was 6 inches. So we're going to do a tail of about 6 inches. We're going to gather it together. Put it in here. Get your little tail here. You're going to twist it. You're going to go to 6 inches. Put this in there. Put it in. Make sure you have 6 inches. All right, twist. You want to remember to twist it. Twist. Go out to the 6 inches. Okay, and tuck it in there. Now you don't have to twist because we're done with that. Hey Sean, how are you? Okay, so then we're going to cut that off. Whoops. Okay, so that's the first layer. Oh, no problem, Rhonda. Okay, so we're going to move those out of the way. You can go ahead and put them where you want them, or you can just put them out of the way. So next we're going to use our second color. Now remember, for this, you're going to build from the bottom up. When you're doing the Pro Bow, you're building from the top down. Okay, measure out to the 6. We're going to put that in. Hey Deborah, how are you? Okay. Now this one we're going to go, so that was 6 inches, so we're going to go about 5 to 5.5 inches. Okay, stick it in. Now, if you're using ribbon like this, that's all one color, you don't have to twist it if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. If it will help you remember, you know, to do it, that's fine. Okay. So now we have the second ribbon. Now, like I said, you can go ahead and twist your tails and everything where you want them. Okay. So if you want, you can get them in place. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and do our third ribbon, which is the yellow. We're going to dovetail. Measure it out, gather it together. Oh, awesome. Okay, I'm going to put the tail up there. We're going to do this at 5 inches, a little shorter, not much, just a little. Get it in there. Do this side. Okay, and cut it off. Okay, all right, so now we have our 3 2.5 inch ribbons. Okay, so now we're going to start adding the 1.5 inch ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to kind of get these where I want them. I'm going to have to fluff it again, but okay, so now, oh, I put that one away. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. And again, for the terry bow, you're just kind of decreasing like a 1/2 inch each one you go, okay? So let me see, that one was 5.5 inches, 5 inches, so this time we're going to do about 4.5 inches, okay? So we're going to go to about 4.5, push it down. Remember that twist, it's very important. Go to 4.5. Okay, and this time you don't have to twist because you're done with that. Okay, kind of straighten it out, get them where you want them. Okay, now we're going to use the next 1.5 inch. Hey Betty, welcome. We're glad you're here. We are making bows this evening. Okay, so we're going to cut this, the dovetail, measure it out to the 6, stick it in your bow maker. Now the last one we did 4.5 inches, so this one we're going to do it 4 inches. Remember, you're decreasing the size of your loops each time. Okay, stick it in there. Again, this one's 4 inches. And we're just doing 1 loop on each. So we're done with that one. Okay. On to the next one. Get your dovetail, you fold it in half and you cut from the folded edge to the wired edge. Okay, we're going to do 6 inches. So that was 4 inches, so now we're going to go to about 3.5 inches. Oh, no problem, Karen. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get alerts every time I go live. Again, you're just decreasing it by 1/2 inch. Okay, and then we have the last ribbon here. Okay, last one. Put it in. Going to make a little like buttonhole, so about 2 inches, just like that. Inches, and we're done. Okay. All right, so now when you do it on the Easy Bow, what you normally do is you take a pipe cleaner, okay? And when you put it on the pipe cleaner, you want to make sure you get under all of the ribbons, all of them. So make sure it's under there. Make sure you can get there. You want to tie it off. And you don't want to tie it real tight because you want to be able to get in there and work with it. So you just want to tie it off enough so it's not going to fall apart on you when you open it, when you take it up. So you pull it up. Oh, don't let me forget how to tell you guys about my fluff box. Okay, move it into the center, and then you want to take this and pull it to the back, and then you want to take a pipe cleaner and stick it in there, so when you tighten it, you don't want to tighten it all the way yet, okay? Thank you. So now what you're going to do before it's tight, before it's all the way tight, is you're going to get your loops and tails where you want them. Okay, again, you're just going to open them up the same way you do on your fluff box. Kind of get them to where you want them. I know, aren't they nice, bright, cheery colors? Okay. All right. And then do the same thing with your 1.5 inch. Move them around, move them where you want them. Okay. Open them up. Okay. Get them where you want them. Oops, see? I pulled that one too tight. I know, it's hard. It's not an easy, bows are tough. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I know it looks easy for people that maybe have been doing it a while. All right, then we're going to tighten it up. Once you have them the way you want them, and you want it really tight, and then cut it off. Okay, and then fluff it again. And then I'll cut these off a little bit because I made them too long. But I always end up making my tails too long, so you can always cut them, but you can't add it back on. Okay. Move this one here. All right. And again, you just want to stick your fingers under there, kind of get them the way you want them. Okay, so now here is the terry bow on the pro bow. Okay, and here is the terry bow on the easy bow. This one just needs a little more fluffing. Okay, so what do you think? Did that help you, Sue? So, like I said, on the Pro Bow, you build from the top down. On the 4-in-1 and the Easy Bow, you build from the bottom up. Okay. So, see, can you tell? I mean, you really can't tell. I added an extra loop on that one. Oh, well. All right, so this is the Easy Bow. This is the Pro Bow. I added 2 loops here instead of 1. Okay, so you can do any bow on any bow maker. It's just kind of learning how to do it. All right, now let me show you my so I made my own fluff box. You can buy them, but I made mine. So all I did, I don't know if you guys can see the seam here. Can you see there's a little seam right here? Okay, this part is a 12 by 12 box that was, what is it, 2 inches tall. Okay, it was just 12 by 12 open box that I got. I think I got it at Michael's. And then what I did was I found a top at AC Moore, just a piece of 12 by 12 wood. Okay, then I did add a Lazy Susan. I got this from, I think, Lowe's, and a piece of wood. And then all I did was I took the box and you want the box to be heavy. So I put old kitchen tiles in there and wrap them in old towels so that they didn't, you know, rattle around in there. Then you just add a nail and an eye hook. And then I added a handle too because it is pretty heavy. And this just helps you, you know, be able to turn your bow, but it really helps to fluff out your bows. So it was really easy to make. I just, you know, and then I just glued and nailed it shut, and then I painted it. So it's 12 by 12. The bottom part is 2 inches tall, and I think the top part is about 3/4 of an inch, something like that. But you just want it, you know, around this size so that you can get your bow on here. And because this is heavy, so it'll hold, you know, it'll hold your bow down so you can move it around and really tug on those tails and get them the way you want them. So does anybody have any questions about any of the bows? Should we do a bow night again sometime? Did you like the bow night? I'm assuming you did. Give me some thumbs up if you liked it, or hearts or something. Okay, don't forget to check out my Etsy shop. I have all kinds of signs that I've been making on my Etsy shop. All my wreaths are on there. And if you guys have any questions, just put them in the chat. I do try to go back and answer all of my questions. So if, you know, you didn't understand something, just let me know. And we will definitely do this again. Maybe we'll do it again next week. I don't know. We'll see. But I kind of thought it would help with, you know, teaching you guys using the pipe cleaner method. It just kind of helps that you guys can see it. Oh, thank you, Janie. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a wonderful evening. I am always on my Facebook channel on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and my YouTube channel on Thursday nights. And then I do have a private group on Facebook, and we meet on Tuesday nights. So thank you all for watching. I really, really, really appreciate it. And please share this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And hit that bell icon so you know when I'm going live. All right, guys. Wonderful, wonderful. Like I said, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments. I do try to go back and answer them. Have a wonderful weekend and stay warm. Bye.